everybody. Okay, I have a story. Some of these, again, are old stories, but, you know. This one kind of cracked me up because, again, the last town I lived in was Yorba Linda, California, in Orange County. And a lot of the people around me seemed to have a lot of money. Of course, I wouldn't know, just the facade they lived. And sometimes the truth kind of came out with some of these people, but not through them, but just like example. Well, one of the examples was, first example was, we had a huge fire where people were evacuating, and there was no water pressure in this one area of Yorba Linda called Hidden Hills. Why is there a kid like running in the middle of the street? That is not a smart idea. Like, seriously, what the hell? Okay. Anyway, I remember we had this complex fire where a lot of the people were having to evacuate, and so some of the moms in my church group, the MOPS group, the Mothers of Preschoolers, some of them lived in Hidden Hills, but come to find out, they didn't own any of the homes. They were just renting them. So I was like, oh, funny that you try to play like this rich-ass bitch, but, you know, you're renting these homes. So I'm sure it was very expensive to rent as well, but, you know, probably more to even own. So that was one of the things, because I had realized, like, by hearing from other people talking, I'm like, why do these people have to live some facade all the time? Why can't we just be real? Like, I was always real. I lived in a condo in Yorba Linda. Yes, I did. People thought I was poor. Like, I literally wasn't invited to the support group for the special needs kids. I wanted to try to find moms with special needs kids, because they were hard to find out there, because I don't know if they're living in some cave. They just wanted to live some, like, oh my god, my kids are all perfect. I don't know what it was, but there was this one friend of mine who knew a lady who had a kid, a support group in her house, but she was like, well, where does this person live? Like, I don't want them walking in my house, like, asking me how much stuff is. I'm like, are you serious right now? Because I live in a condo, I'm just gonna walk around like a dumbass asking, seriously? So the second one was, it was cracking me up. My kids went to this preschool, but again, it was Yorba Linda Friends Church, so it was like rich ass bitches city. And they went to this preschool, because at that time preschool wasn't free. Now apparently it is, which is like, what? So I had to pay. And anyway, all the moms were, for the most part, rich, stuck-up bitches from what I saw. I mean, I was invited to some of the parties. I would see the big houses they had, and go home to my humble little condo and be like, woe is me, I am a poor-ass bitch. But really it wasn't. It was just so stupid. I just lived within my means. That's what I did. Anyway, so the funny part was, one of the birthday parties I went to, it was a big ass house with a big ass pool in the backyard and blah blah blah, like a McMansion. Well, I took my kids to a Burger King one night, and I noticed a little girl playing in the playland, and I was like, wait, oh, I know you. You go to my daughter's school. Like, you're so and so. Like, we have this teacher. Well, the mom wasn't there. It was the grandma that was watching the kids. She took them to the Burger King, because I never met the grandma before. So she seemed really cool and down to earth. And we were chit-chatting, just, you know, whatever, about the school, I guess. I don't know. And she's like, oh, my daughter, she lives with beyond her means. I don't like it. I was surprised she even told me this. Like, she was worried for her daughter, because she was just living this fake life. She goes, she's renting this big house. She can't afford to live in this house, but she's got to, like, be better, like, you know, be competitive with the Joneses. And I'm thinking, oh my god, that's so funny. This lady's telling me the truth about her daughter. Like, I don't think her daughter is aware of that. But I'm like, well, now that's weird. Now, why would she do that? Why not just be real? But, you know, I guess the reason about not being real, I could see why maybe she wouldn't want to be. Because I was always real, and guess what? Nobody gave a shit to talk to me, which I didn't really want to be friends with these people anyway. But how sad was that? Like, if you want to belong so bad, which I don't know why you'd want to with these people. Why you want to be friends with people like this? But you had to lie. You had to lie to live that fake life so nobody would look down upon you. But me, I would pick up my kids fresh from my housekeeping clean. So I looked like I cleaned a house. It's not attractive. And you could tell the way I was treated. I didn't drive a nice car. I drove a regular car, not this bougie ass SUV that's worth like $70,000 or something, And I went back home to my condo. But guess what, bitches? Guess what? I overpaid that mortgage for years, and that condo bought me a house in full in Nevada. So y'all can kiss my ass. That's what cracks me up the most, is y'all thought I was this poor ass bitch. Which I don't make a lot of money. I'm still doing blue collar work, but I saved my money. I lived within my means. I didn't go to the life of Orange County and do what they give that pressure to do. Live the facade life of, I've got money, I got this, look at me. I didn't do any of that. And guess who owns a house in full? And guess who's probably still renting a McMansion? Just saying. So kiss my ass, bitches. Just kidding. Anyway, I just thought that was just funny because I had one of the moms in the preschool at the very end of the year. The condo I lived, we all kind of shared. It was like 4 condos, like we're together in shared walls, I guess you would say. And my neighbor behind me's toilet leaked, and it went into our bathroom. So I was like, oh, this sucks. It wasn't even a leak that it was from my house, it was from someone else's house. So I was complaining about how I still had to pay deductible on my homeowner's insurance, or I just said insurance. I said insurance still have to pay deductible when it wasn't even my fault. And the girl goes, oh, well, why is it your problem? You probably rent. And I'm like, why would you think that? And it's funny, in Orange County, to be a renter is like an insult, by the way, which is so stupid to me. I'm like, so what? People rent all the time. Maybe you don't want to buy it. Maybe you don't want to commit to that. But to be called a renter is an insult. Like, I literally insulted two of my friends who were renters, and I didn't say it in a bad way. I was just saying, like what this lady was saying is, why are you paying for this fix when it should be the owner's problem? You're a tenant, they're the landlord, it should be on them. And it was like an insult. I'm like, okay, sorry, I was just not trying to be a bitch. But this mom didn't know that I was an owner or a renter. She just assumed. And I said, no, I own my condo. And it was just like, what? I'm like, God, why do you all think that I'm just like the scum of the earth just because I don't dress up and in my fresh tennis outfits, fresh from, my workouts while my nanny takes care of my kids? I'm like, oh my God, y'all can kiss my ass. So anyway, guys, that's my story. Comment down below if you have something similar. I really, I've cleaned for a lot of rich people who are very nice and down to earth. And it's a little different perspective than trying to be friends with certain rich people who don't want anything to do with the likes of you if they cannot benefit off knowing you. I don't even know how these people, what's going on in your mind? Are you actually happy in your head? Like, really, are you really that happy that you got to live this fake life and just be constantly networking all the time? Like, you can't just be just you. Like, I almost feel sad for these people. All right, I'm going to shut up now. I'll talk to you guys later.